Philosophers have said that there are only 7 stories we keep repeating throughout history. Tonight, we're going to pick one and tell it again. This is The Treatment, a podcast about stories with your hosts Billy Beck, Cody Beck, and Mark Lucas. The Treatment is filmed behind a live studio audience.
We're sneaking up on them with that content. And Cody just divorced me.
Still wearing the ring.
You're actually wearing it for once. Look at you.
Now I'm going to divorce you.
All right, so while she's filing the paperwork, Mark, do we have any reviews from our last picture, which we did Beauty and the Beast and called it City of the Beast?
I have a review from Variety.
Ooh.
Bizarre, but intensely fun. City of the Beast is like nothing you've ever seen. For that reason alone, you won't be able to turn away.
Glowing words from such a reputable publication.
So what's on the spinning circle of stories this week?
Oh, same old stuff as always. We've got Little Bo Peep. We've got the Itsy Bitsy Spider. We've got the Tortoise and the Hare. We have Pardoner's Tale. We have the Brave Little Tailor. We got Cinderella, Hercules, Snow Queen, and Pandora. And that circle be spinning. And that circle be landing on one of mine. Time to do The Tortoise and the Hare.
Okay, this seems like an old one.
This is one of the original 3 I put on the wheel.
So what is the story of The Tortoise and the Hare, Bill?
So, The Tortoise and the Hare, as it has been told to me as a young lad, is the tale of the dangers of braggadocio. There is a competitive competition, usually a race, in which a tortoise, a fast animal, is racing against... Oh my god. I've had a long week. A tortoise, a slow animal, is racing against a hare who is quite rapid. And all leading up to the competition, all the animals on the farm, including the hare himself or herself, brags about how the hare's gonna win, you're gonna get smoked, you ain't got no chance, turtle. And then the race begins, and the tortoise starts running his own race. And the hare shoots off ahead, goes find some lady hares, makes some hare bunnies, generation or two, come back to the race, taunts the tortoise, goes, fucks off, does some more. And then they get so in their head about being cool about it, they forget to actually win the race. And the tortoise crosses the finish line first. And then I guess all the barnyard animals see the error of their ways, and little me learns to be humble or something?
I feel like you made up a lot of that on your own. Because I've got, the Wikipedia in front of me here. And it's a lot more streamlined than what you just provided.
You had, the whole children's book, and Mark and I got the Aesop's Fable version.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's been a while since I've read it.
It's like a 3-page story.
Maybe 30-ish years. It's probably the 90s, the last time I actually paged through. So yeah, I may have embellished a bit in my retelling, and I think that's fine.
The actual story on the Wikipedia page is 4 sentences.
Oh my god.
The story concerns a hare who ridicules a slow-moving tortoise, sentence 1. Tired of the hare's arrogant behavior, the tortoise challenges him to a race, sentence 2. The hare soon leaves the tortoise behind and, confident of winning, takes a nap midway through the race, sentence 3. When the hare awakes, however, he finds that his competitor, crawling slowly but steadily, has arrived before him. The end.
Okay, so 3 out of 4 sentences in my rambling ain't bad.
So, I remember having this in a book of Aesop's Fables when I was a child. And this little book had the moral written at the end, the fucking Platonic method. Just in case you can't discern this from the story, the moral of the story is this. And the moral of the story of The Tortoise and the Hare was slow and steady wins the race.
Well, again, I'm just directly pulling from the Wikipedia here. This whole heading of this section is an ambiguous story. The lesson it is teaching appears ambiguous.
Slow and steady wins the race unless your opponent is fast and steady?
Many people have good natural abilities which are ruined by idleness. On the other hand, sobriety, zeal, and perseverance can prevail over indolence, is the ancient Greek source, at least one of them. The tortoise is taking on a bully, and the hare is overconfident.
So my gut instinct, before you said all that, Mark, was sports story. And I was trying to find a way out of that. And then you read these alternate reads on the moral or what have you. Because, I mean, like Cody, I always knew it as the slow and steady wins the race. So if we can take a look at some of these other themes and highlight those instead, then I think we can get away from the obvious sports out here. As much as I want to do another sports movie.
We already gave you one. We're not doing another one.
I know.
My question is, there's no big bad wolf in this story, but it feels like this would work well in that universe. We don't have to have BB Wolf in it, but I kind of want to use that setting.
Okay.
Another pig party joint?
Yeah.
I think we're getting somewhere now.
Because it feels fairy tale vibes to me, because literally it was part of the Book of Fables, so it feels like it fits well in that world that we've already built. But it's kind of like it would be like the Hobbs and Shaw of the Fast and Furious that is the BB Wolf universe.
Can we retcon in a tortoise in one and a hare in the other? Can we change it so that, like, Red Riding Hood was the sexy rabbit, or Red Riding Hood was the sexy rabbit, or something?
I think
a little Freudian slip there. But no, I like the idea of going back to that setting a lot.
Because I also think that this is very much this is an animation thing.
And there are bits to be had.
Because the alternative is, of course, remaking The Secret of Nim, but the tortoise and the hare, and I would rather not go gritty.
Wait, what? I'm trying to figure out how you do, like, the tortoise and the hare out of The Secret of Nim.
Tiny woodland creatures at the mercy of much larger...
Government research?
Listen! Oh, not Secret of Nim, fucking Watership Down. Watership Down was what I wanted.
So I'm reading another thing again on Wikipedia, and I want to make at least an argument for this before we commit to another pig party joint.
Please do.
The precept to, quote, hasten slowly was recommended to lovers in the European tradition. As a relation to this story, the infant, I'm just straight up reading from Wikipedia here, the infant figure of Eros is shown passing through a landscape and pointing to the tortoise as it overtakes the sleeping hare under the motto, perseverance winneth. So I'm thinking, like, in terms of a romance, which I know we just did a romance, so...
We did.
My concern is that as a woman, I'm not cool with the message of perseverance wins in terms of a romantic relationship, because that's how women get stalked and murdered.
Good point.
Unless we want to tell that story.
See, I was thinking more in, like, the Baxter kind of way.
Like romantic comedy?
Yeah. Kind of, there's a Hallmark quality to it.
Kind of like those skits on TikTok that are like the women's friends in the big city calling her like, what the fuck do you mean you abandoned your job for a man who only grows Christmas trees?
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of still see that working in the BB Wolf universe, because that's kind of what BB Wolf is.
Okay. Wolf is in wherever we put him this time. And maybe he's got a new job. And he's actually pretty good at it. We'll have to figure out what that could possibly be. And the only thing slowing him down, so to speak, is a rival working at the same company or doing the same job who happens to be a hare. And he starts, like, losing it about it. Like, his performance goes down. And he ends up getting coaching from a new mentor who happens to be a tortoise, who teaches him patience, but also how to not be a creep. Is there anything to that?
I'm not feeling that, sorry.
That's alright. They're not all winners, I know.
I think if we're going to make it a pig party joint, I don't think we should include directly. It shouldn't be about BB Wolf.
Okay.
Like Cody had made the reference to Hobbs and Shaw, which I've only seen one Fast or Furious, and I don't remember which. So I don't know who Hobbs is, I don't know who Shaw is, but I know that this is a spin-off that doesn't directly involve the main guys.
It's side characters from the movies doing their own thing away from the main crew.
What if the thing that you said, where it's a tortoise and a hare, but it's just a different department at BB Wolf's company? The tortoise is the longtime employee that has been there and earned respect. The hare is the hotshot new guy that's brought in as kind of the corporate...
Oh yeah, the corporate, like, new... Like, do, like, Ryan in The Office? Is
kind of, yeah.
That kind of guy that used to work at my company. Yeah. How about that?
I like that a lot better.
Yeah. Because then it can take place, like, on that floor, and we see Boris at some point in the mailroom.
I think it
Hang
would
on.
be
I just had a worse idea.
Okay.
So, the tortoise, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's respected, he moves slow, he's patient, maybe even he's like one day away from retirement.
Are you
And
trying
then
to do a buddy
we get a
cop?
hotshot new guy. Yes, I am trying to do a buddy cop. This only just occurred to me, and I kind of am feeling the tingles.
I want to build on the bit of seeing the other characters. I think it would be funny if, because these are literally different size creatures, we only see, like, them from the waist down for most of it. Because the tortoise, obviously, and the hare are both smaller creatures than wolves and pigs.
We could play with that. My thought was, are the tortoise and the hare the cops that are pulling BB Wolf out of the chimney at the end of Pig Party? Because I don't think we ever established what kind of animal the cops were. Is that the Hobbs and Shaw of it? Is that how we tie it in?
God.
But I think the tortoise is.
The tortoise
But
is, the hare isn't yet.
Yeah, the hare has to be like a hotshot new guy. He plays by his own rules.
Okay.
He's... What's that line from Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Jake Peralta's my best detective. The only case he can't solve is how to grow up.
Yeah, I like this idea a lot. I think we should move forward with Buddy Cop in the BB Wolf universe.
Yeah.
Now, if this is your first episode of this podcast, the episodes that previously featured the BB Wolf universe are The Three Little Pigs and Little Red Riding Hood. Check those out because we're going to be referencing them. We've already referenced them. A lot. That's the one you're looking for. Anyway, Buddy Cop.
And I guess since this is going to be another Pig Party joint, or at least a Pig Party spin-off, I feel like our tone is already kind of set for us.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to get gritty.
Yeah, we're going, like... I feel like the vibe of the BB Wolf universe is a little bit more than Hoodwinked. Like, a little bit more grown up than Hoodwinked.
Yeah. Written by kids who grew up on Shrek.
Yeah.
Hey, that's us.
I just saw, to kind of anchor this moment in time that we're recording, I just saw the Naked Gun remake, and I kind of want our Pig Party Police to be like Police Squad. I don't know if we're good enough to do that, but I want it to have that kind of feel.
Okay.
Cross Police Squad with McBain.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm doing a Google. I'm looking for tropes that are in every Buddy Cop movie. Because I think that could be a good jumping off point to kind of figure out what the story is. Because I feel like we need to hit the tropes hard with our blend of comedy. Alright, so one of them is They're an Odd Couple. Done. Retirement is almost in reach. Done. Okay. You're Sending Me Where is something we can think about.
They have to get taken off the case at some point.
Well, that's The Chief is Getting Pissed. That's the next one in this Uprocks article. Their car will eventually become a bullet-riddled bucket of bolts. And how deep does the conspiracy go?
Not to pull directly from probably the best buddy cop movie of all time, but...
Are you also thinking about Zootopia right now?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because I just realized we gotta stay away from Zootopia territory, too.
I was thinking, Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the trope in Hot Fuzz is I am an excellent cop and I do all of the paperwork and I'm great, and you're sending me where? To the middle of nowhere? And on the other hand, you've got Zootopia, which is kind of, I'm the baby and I'm going into the big city for the first time. So you kind of approach it for both angles there.
Mm-hmm.
We've established the city of BB Wolf as true city, right?
Yes. With distinct neighborhoods and...
So could the joke of you're sending me where be the Hare getting assigned to a chill area of the city, even though they're a hotshot? Also, both the Tortoise and the Hare are male, right?
Like, kind of...
Yes.
Yeah. Because we cannot do Zootopia. I read the thing about conspiracies. I was like, oh, what if they do something like where the mayor is into something, and then... Oh, shit.
Well, technically it wasn't the mayor.
It was the mayor's... Who cares? Spoilers.
I still haven't seen it.
It's very good.
So, here's one thought. I don't think they should actually be partners. In the sense that, like, they're not going to be assigned to work with each other. And in the beginning, they're working on totally different cases. So, the Hare, I'm going to be honest, I'm not super familiar with the "you're sending me where" trope. I feel like that's not totally universal.
So the trope is like Beverly Hills Cop, where I think he comes from Detroit to Beverly Hills. Like Rush Hour, Jackie Chan is in the United States, or Rush Hour 2, Chris Tucker's in China.
It's basically
Zootopia, like the country girl ends up in the big city. It's one of the characters is not where they're
a fish out of water.
Yes. Yeah. It's basically another name for the fish out of water trope. So
the Hare, I think, is a new transplant to the city. Maybe he got like he's a loose cannon, right?
Mm-hmm.
He plays a little fast and loose with the regulations.
Lethal weapon.
And he got like shut down in Capital City, so he was sent here to rehab his image. You know, you're on thin ice, Hare. In this city, maybe he gets assigned to some kind of like what seems small time, and we can figure out the specifics later, but he's like investigating this. Meanwhile, the Tortoise, you know, I'm 2 months away from retirement. I'm taking things slow and steady, and he's got some kind of big procedure case that seems unrelated to whatever the I also recently saw LA Confidential for the first time.
Yeah, I was thinking LA Noire a little bit here, trying to get like the two opposite desks on the same case.
Herschel Biggs for the Tortoise.
Okay. Yeah. So my thought with the to put in the "you're sending me where" is our Hare just got promoted for like the step above like cop, and now he's like in charge of a unit. Like he got promoted to sergeant in whatever department, but from like maybe a rougher part of town, and now he's in like a cleaner part of town, but he's still looking for action kind of thing. Because I like that idea. And then the Tortoise is like a promotion or two above that. I don't know ranks in cops. I don't care about them enough. But like sergeant, captain, corporal, or general, whatever they are. So the Tortoise is a step above and has his department running like a well-oiled machine.
I only know this because of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but Captain Sergeant.
Okay.
Because Raymond Holt and then Terry Crews.
But I don't want him to be the captain either.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Chief is above that.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah, so like Tortoise is captain, retiring in 2 weeks. Hare comes in from Precinct 7.
I don't want them to have leadership roles.
Oh, I was thinking having at least Tortoise in a leadership role.
Well,
because the people under him work like a well-oiled machine. Like he has this procedure and it's smooth and it gets the job done, but it might take a little while. I was thinking
what if it's Sergeant Detective? Because then you're still a leader, but you're still doing
the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not just management stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I'm thinking of Tortoise as being like detective. He keeps his head down, doesn't make waves, puts in reports that are every I is dotted and T is crossed, doesn't get attention for himself, because at the end of the day, I just want to go home safe. And the Hare has his eyes on, like, Lieutenant, Captain, Major, but again, it's that buddy cop trope of, that cannon of yours isn't regulation. In my department, we do things by the book, Harekowski.
Oh god, Harekowski.
I mean, he could also have just been promoted to detective, the Hare.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can tell he doesn't want to be.
He's aiming for higher.
Yeah.
My thought is regarding the cases that they're working on. Yes, I want the cases to be different and seemingly unrelated, and I want the Hare to be like, no, this is all related. This is a conspiracy. And slowly the Tortoise comes over to his side, and he's like, no, actually, you're right. This is a conspiracy. And that's kind of the, like, turning point of them being buddies.
Okay. I was actually thinking about what this case could entail a little bit. And do we want to go as far as murders? Or how do we want to do with violent crime here to keep within our tone? Because we're in, like, a cartoon world.
I think it would be... We could do the cop-out murder where it's like, oh, we thought they were dead, but actually it was, like, they're fine. Or, I think it would be more like, I think we would probably just do hospitalizations.
See, I'm thinking murders, but they're almost cartoony murders.
Like anvils and pianos and...
One of them's a duck, and when they get there, it's like on a plate, like stuffed with the little curly things on the feet.
Okay. I think that's a tightrope we can walk. So, I would say Hare is the one who's working 2 or 3 random murders and starts to think they're connected, but they can only be connected through some very powerful people. Meanwhile, like the links are like 3-4 steps up the chain to like one powerful city official or maybe even the police chief, something like that. Meanwhile, Tortoise is in financial crimes, and he's investigating this new company in town. So it's taking him ages to get through all their financial documents and all this data he has, but he knows that if he sticks with it, the answers will come, and that's the slow and steady bit.
The bit with that is it's a company run by snails, because it's a shell company.
Ooh, we got the right team to do this. Yeah.
Also, I like the idea of it being connected to the police chief, because...
all cops are bastards.
Yes, but also, Hare's like, no, it's connected to the police chief, and everyone's like, you're just saying that because you want his position to be opened. And then slowly, Tortoise is like, no, I think he might be right. Mm. But of course, he doesn't say anything at first. He just does his research. Instead
of snails, they're clams. Whenever we try to talk, they clam up.
They gotta go down to the docks to get all their documents.
Boo.
And they're all just damp.
That's why it's taking him so long. He's
got to air dry them, and he can't go too fast, or he'll rip the pages, and he'll lose the valuable information that he's researching. Oh, I know we're getting somewhere because the bits are working. Now we got to figure out what the crime is. I think because that's the real story of a buddy cop.
Yeah, and go ahead, Cody.
If we're gonna go with police chief, not to go full Yakuza, but like the police chief is trying to make his record look better so he can get promoted. So he's orchestrating these murders to make the murder the serious crimes rate closing go better. I don't know.
The police chief is accepting bribes from shady companies to cover up their illegal doings. So the way that Tortoise finds it is he finds some reference, like maybe it's the police chief's wife or son is the name used in some of these transactions that are common from all these random shady companies. So they're bribing the chief, and the chief is cooking books or getting officials away from them. And I'm trying to figure out quite how the murders would fit into that. Mark, you sound like you have an idea.
I have 2 thoughts. First, I don't want it to be the police chief. I want him to be complicit in it.
Okay.
So, like, he's not the big bad, but he's definitely one of the bads.
Mm-hmm.
Second, I don't feel super confident or capable of coming up with a crime on our own. So I think this is one that we might be okay with leaning a little bit heavily on some inspiration media. So I'm thinking like L.A. Noire. It's a land deal with shell companies, and the murders are people who got too close.
I was hoping to find something more creative
More
than
original?
the murders are people. Yeah, because that was also my thought, was like, he's killing the accountants that found out. Like, that's easy peasy. But yeah, people who got too close, or... Oh, if it's a land deal, maybe they just happen to own parcels of land and they weren't giving it up.
Yakuza 0.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that idea.
Or is it Yakuza 0 or Yakuza 1?
0 is the one about the parcel
The
of
vacant
land.
lot.
Yes.
Because that parcel of land then eventually becomes the Millennium Tower.
Exactly.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's why it was so... Because they were able to buy up all the land around it to fund the tower, except that one parcel.
Got it.
So it was similar to that, but it wouldn't be about that per se.
Yeah.
I would say, like, maybe one of the murders is somebody got too close. One of them, they're holding out for more money to sell the land.
What's an animal that's like, oh, God, one of the owners is a cockroach? They keep trying to kill him and they just can't.
He's the one that's in the hospital.
Yes.
Like, in traction. But you've got, like, all, like, 6 legs and their own individual casts as he's, like, back up on the fucking table.
He's also, he has to be suspended because one of his wings is broken. Like,
they go in to see the victim. Hare goes in to see the victim. Oh, God, he's dead because he looks dead. And she's, I'm not dead. Oh, he's gone too soon. Another victim. I will find the man who did this to you. I saw him myself. Rest now, gentle cockroach.
So, I like using a cockroach, but I think if we're using a cockroach, I want to lean into that. I want him to be a sleaze, and maybe even like he knows they've been trying to get to him, but he doesn't know who they are.
I'm a fucking cockroach. You can't kill me.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I was thinking you were gonna say, like, perhaps I'd remember something if you slipped me $20.
Why is he from Jersey?
It's cockroach, Cody. Where do you think they come from? They commute into New York.
Okay, so I like the idea of a duck. I think with the duck, it's an accountant. But I also like duck because it's a water animal, like a land and water animal.
I'm thinking all the properties beachfront, and they
Yes.
want to open some big resort hotel or some shit. Yakuza 3.
One of them's a shrimp
Okay.
to go with the clams.
And they find it dead in...
No.
Martini
The shrimp brothers. There's 3 of them, and they're all in the martini glass with cocktail sauce.
Yes. Yes.
The Shrimponi brothers.
They had a little waterfront shack that was a restaurant.
I like it. They made pizza. With a name like Shrimponi.
So you have that. We got the duck. We got the cockroach who they can't kill.
Mm-hmm.
So is the cockroach the third one? Is that the rule of 3s, or are we doing 3 murders and the cockroach?
I think the cockroach is the third one.
Okay.
Because I do want to have a bit where the Hare... Because we need to establish that he's headstrong, jumping to conclusions. He immediately thinks he's... That could even be how we sell it. Like, we hear about the other 2 murders, but then the third one is, like, the end of Act 1. And that's where we really get that aspect of Hare's character.
And what's Tortoise's angle on it?
I think Tortoise's angle should be the shell company. He's investigating them because... I'm trying to think of a financial crime that would be red flag, but not...
Instead of a financial crime, burglary at the Hall of Records.
Ooh! Because then he's got to find out which records are missing. And that requires going through all of them.
And I think when they find the Shrimponi brothers, there should be a basket of records that are wet. And Hare is just like, okay. But Tortoise is like, wait, what do you mean?
So the structure of how this movie is going to be laid out, I have a thought. The first act or so, we enter the world through Tortoise's eyes. We follow him through his bits as Hare comes in and he meets Hare, and we get to learn a little bit about him from Tortoise's perspective. And we can drop exposition in about the shell companies and what he's researching, the Hall of Records, how he's got to go through. Like, that all gets set up in that act. Mm-hmm. And in the background, in little scenes, we hear about these other 2 murders. And then Act 1 ends with, Hare, we've got another body for you to check out. This one's still at the hospital. So Act 2 is from Hare's perspective. And it's Hare investigating these murders and finding clues. But we keep cutting back to Tortoise in the Hall of Records. And as he's progressed through more folders, and he's got things in neater piles. And if he maybe finds some documents, we can have scenes with the two of them together where he takes him some documents. Tortoise shares his advancements and what he's learning. And Hare has his crazy conspiracy theories. But the focus is more on Hare in Act 2. And then Act 3 is when Tortoise finds something concrete. And then they have their moment to, like, get on the same page, put the puzzle pieces together, and then we have our climax, which would be some sort of confrontation, I assume, with whoever our criminals are. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I'm thinking about what he's doing at the Hall of Records, or what they did at the Hall of Records. And I think they should have stolen something else as like a to complicate it, to throw the cops off the scent.
This is a straightforward burglary. They stole the gold seal from the floor.
Blueprints to, like, Central City Bank. That's all this is prep for a bank job. And Tortoise has a partner who's a sloth. And the sloth wants to be like, okay, open and shut. The what's missing is the blueprints to the Central City Bank. We can just report that and go home. And Tortoise is like, not so fast.
Yeah.
Mr. Lightning Bolt.
So my thought here is, I love that. The reasoning that they do that, or like to build onto that, is they take the blueprints, but Tortoise realizes there's a photocopier that costs a nickel. They didn't have a nickel, but they had $45 bolt cutters to break in here just to steal blueprints that they could have photocopied and taken a copy with and not. They did something else. I need to go through this whole file. And what he realizes is they've put fake documents in place of the real documents for the land sales. So there's either fake deeds or no record of the sale of land along that property. They're trying to hide it from public. And maybe it's the typeface is wrong on some documents, or they aren't signed by the right people, or there's no notary stamp, something like that. And then he finds all of them that are like that to figure out what's going on.
I like that. Because it's detail-oriented and slow work.
But he knows that if he perseveres through it, the theme of it, he will get the answer, and he does, and we see that. Mm-hmm. And I would say that's the charges that stick.
I also want to lean into the natural aptitude will get you places, because I think that's also, Tortoise recognizes that Hare has these natural aptitude. And that's why he ultimately is like, hey, I did this, like, I found this, but more people will listen to you. Or you're louder than I am. People will pay attention if you say it.
Okay, so now I just kind of want to start putting the puzzle pieces together so that once we have the whole puzzle, we can go back and put together the scenes.
Yeah.
So the ultimate project is a land deal to build a seaside resort for tons of money, but there's the current property owners who are refusing to sell.
Yeah.
So then the people at the top, the conspirators, we already said the chief of police is in on it.
His son is a land developer and stands to make a lot of money.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, they're going to get a lot of resort tax revenue to go towards the police.
Yeah.
And he's in it for the tax revenue.
Yep. And or the private security gigs, they're all going to get something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Land developer is another one.
Maybe that's like the mayor's son is like the land developer or something like that.
Yeah, like there's if you start looking at the names, it's like the who's who of the town's fail sons.
Mm-hmm.
Not son, brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shoot, I keeps coming to me and then immediately disappearing. For a third, the mob.
Mob will work.
The mob was the third thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but in my head, the mob is squirrels.
That's really funny. Because the first time one of them is revealed, like, you just see a squirrel, like, skittering on, like, a wall or something behind some characters and eating a nut, and then looks up, and then the camera comes in, and it's, like, the big eyes and the poofy cheeks, and it's so cute, and he's like, yeah, brother, you want to buy some gambling? Like, just, like, the worst mafia voice.
He's got these, his cheeks are full of fake Rolexes.
Pulls a Tommy gun out of one cheek, like, you haven't been paying your debts.
The The
She's got
enforcers.
so much shit jammed in there.
The enforcers are chipmunks.
No, the consigliere is a chipmunk.
Yes!
He's not one of the family, but he's family. In the background of a mafia scene, there's a full-size pig in a squirrel costume because he's undercover.
And they don't know it. They never figure that out.
Never figure it out. Oh god.
I also somehow want seagulls to be involved with the mafia. As, like, go-betweens, messengers, whatever. Just because I'm thinking those are the two things that are most ubiquitous in cities are fucking squirrels and seagulls, and they don't give a shit about you.
The seagulls are mob informers, not
Informants?
but not like to the police, to the mob. Like
Yeah.
they're eyes on the street. They're the florist's homeless network. If we're going back to Yakuza.
Yes.
So it's the chief of police, the mayor's brother, property developer, and the squirrel mafia, and they sent some hit squirrels to do the murdering, the comedy murdering, and they said, I want to say rats to do the burglary.
What about, ferrets or weasels?
If we took time on the scene, we could do an Ocean's 11 parody and have just like 6 different animals doing just doing the various things. You got a fucking bear doing demo. They're just breaking into the Hall of Records. No, I like rats. Rats I think makes sense.
Okay.
Weasels would be good too.
Yeah.
It could even be kind of both.
Yeah, it could be a little team of little shitty vermin.
And they're doing all that on behalf of this triumvirate who stand to make a lot of money.
Because I need bad guys to have motive. The police are in it for the extra work, overtime, private security, and taxes. The mayor's brother is buying up the land so he can develop on it, so he's going to make off the hotel. And the mob's going to run the casino in the hotel. I think that's where they all... Doesn't need to play in too much, but I think as long as it's clear that they have a motive for it, we can build off that if we need to.
Yeah.
Cool.
So now that we have the crime in place, we can go back to the beginning and figure out how it falls apart and how we tell this story. So how does this picture begin? What is the opening?
We mentioned Hot Fuzz already, and one of my favorite things that movie did for buddy cop or cop movies in general was emphasize how much paperwork it is. So I think opening on the Tortoise doing paperwork, and that could even be the opening credits, like the directed by so-and-so is like above a mugshot of, I don't know, BB Wolf getting arrested for arson or some shit. As it slides across his desk and he stamps and signs off on all the stuff. I think that's how we get into it.
He's got a full day of all his paperwork lined up, and then all of a sudden, Hare shows up.
He has the comically tall stack of paper very neatly in the outgoing thing. He looks at his clock. It says 4:45. He's ready to take an early day, and then Hare knocks the stack over.
Yes.
And he sighs and starts picking it back up again.
Except it's not the end of the day. Maybe it's lunchtime. Specifically because I want to move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And the next thing is... He finishes his work. He's got a nice little pile.
And I want to say, real quick, while he's doing all that work, we get some establishing shots of his desk and the things on it that can establish his character as well. Like, if we choose that he has a family, have a family picture, maybe he's really into fishing, so there's a little fishing pole and a picture of him with a fish that he caught, stuff like that. Develop the character through the visuals there as well.
Yes, he has a family. Here's a gag for one picture. It's one of those like triptych where there's like 3 pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Him like reeling in a fish, and then the second picture is like him holding up the fish, like like a.
I know where you're going with this. Like
and then the third one is like, like a trophy. And then the third one is like the fish standing there and him and the fish shaking hands, and maybe like it's his wife on one side and the fish's wife on the other.
Where I thought you were going with it was the first picture is him reeling in, the second picture is him holding the fish, and the third picture is their wedding photo. He marries the fish.
No, I didn't want to get weird with it. I just wanted to. He has like a family
BB
of
Wolf took a
tortoises.
bite out of his own ass in the first one. We can get weird.
Yeah, but not that kind of weird.
Okay.
We made a point in Wolf Party, a pig party joint, that if he had a romantic potential, it had to be with something quasi wolfish, which is why Red was a dog.
That's right. Okay, fair enough.
I know we get weird. We don't get that kind of weird in these. No, instead, this is a world with animal people. Why does the animal fish or a why do some animals get to be animals? No, the fish is just a guy.
It is a good bit, though. I like it.
I don't think that the hare knocks it over intentionally. Like, he's not a dick.
Yeah, he's just moving fast.
It's when he's being introduced to Tortoise. They swing the door open and the chief avoids it, or the captain avoids the stack, and Hare just bumbles in and bumps into it, knocks it over.
Oh, I was thinking he's rushing to get to his meeting with the either chief or captain on time, because it's his first day in this department. So he's rushing to get there on time, and then we could develop him a little bit. When he steps in, looks at his watch, it's 11:59:57, and he's like, early. And then the meeting's at, noon.
I want Tortoise's partner, the sloth, to be the one like, hey, Tort, it's time to go to the assignment meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Already? It's that time. Meanwhile, Hare's like, and because this is where they get assigned to the Hall of Records job.
Okay, yeah.
What I see happening in a cartoonish way is we see, like, Hare sprinting up multiple flights. It's like a pulled out view of the building, and it's like Hare sprinting up multiple flights of stairs with that like cartoonish dust cloud after him. And this whole conversation is happening between Sloth and Tortoise while we see Hare like rushing towards them because he has to pass their office. And his like rushing by is what disarrays all the papers.
Yeah. I like that. I do want to see, as Hare is rushing, he does take a moment to stop and flirt with somebody.
He's just Bugs Bunny.
Yeah. Like, he just stops briefly at another bunny he sees, and like, here's my number, call me. Shoots back off again.
I'm having an idea, and I just need to figure out how to make it work. That the very opening of the film is the Hare out on the beat. He's out somewhere, and he gets a call over the radio from dispatch. Hare, this is the reminder you asked for. You're supposed to be in this meeting in 15 minutes. And, like, zoom out from him. I'll be there. Takes off with that, dust cloud run. And then the camera shifts to, like, a flying shot over the city, showing that he's really far away from police headquarters, into the window to Tortoise's desk. That's where we get what Bill set up with the credits and establishing Tortoise, and part of why Hare is in such a rush.
So brief cold open before the opening credits.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm thinking the literal opening shot is of, like, the radio. Dispatch to Hare, come in, Inspector Hare. So they go into the meeting where everybody's getting assignments. Do we follow Tortoise first or Hare?
To the meeting?
Yeah.
I think we should follow Tortoise. Because I think there should be a moment where he looks at his disarrayed papers, sighs heavily, and then starts plodding to the meeting room.
And I think there should be a countdown calendar on his desk labeled days till retirement.
Yeah, that'll be in that opening shot too. I would say we follow him in a oneer so that we see the other animals that work in the police department. We could put some gags in there. Maybe we see a squirrel in handcuffs in the background as a little bit of foreshadowing. Police station shit.
Yeah.
And this is where we put in the bit of the Hare stop to flirt, because the Tortoise walks past the Hare who's flirting with, like, maybe a prostitute in handcuffs or something by the water cooler. So Tortoise beats Hare into the meeting.
I like that.
Because it is what we're doing.
I think it would be fun, also, that there's, like, a path of destruction in Hare's wake. Like, just, like, stuff is askew, maybe some stuff is knocked over, but, like, Tortoise just, like, as he goes by, he increasingly sees, like, there's destruction light. And then it stops at Hare just, like, leaning over, like, crossed feet, like, hey. Hey, girl.
Do they both go to the same meeting?
I would think so, because I would have whoever's conducting the meeting introduce Hare to everybody. Like, everybody, this is Inspector Hare. He's in from Precinct 12. Go easy on him. And then Hare says something snarky and arrogant. And then assignment.
Yeah, I'm thinking, again, most of my knowledge of procedure is with Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and everyone gets their assignments in one meeting if you're part of the precinct.
Yeah.
And they can be for various different crimes.
And a lot of mine comes from L.A. Noire, where each department has their own. So, all of the traffic detectives don't necessarily go to the meeting where the murder guys get the murders assigned.
Yeah. Well, this is also, like, a smaller, like, beachfront city. I'm thinking, like, not as big as Los Angeles. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, Los Angeles, like, there's a lot of cops and a lot of things to get done. In this town, it's just like a small beach. It's like a Malibu. It's only a couple miles, not a lot of crime, therefore not a lot of cops.
I thought we had established in the last one that it was L.A.
Well, what is Malibu but a neighborhood of L.A.? Or it could be Santa Monica, something like that. Like, it's there, but it's technically a different city.
I mean, I've just been calling it Central City in my mind.
Yeah. Right on the Central Coast.
Yeah.
Jersey?
Yeah. Ew. It's Ocean City, New Jersey.
It's like Springfield.
It's what it needs to be.
It's Central City. It's got everything we need it to have when we need it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, okay, they're in the same meeting. Introduce, what was the funny name I came up with for Hare?
Harekowski.
Harekowski.
Harekowski and Tortansky.
Tortonelli.
Tortonelli is good.
Oh, Tortonelli's real sad about the Shrimponi brothers. He loved their pizza.
Yes.
That's another reason why he gets involved, is because he loved the Shrimponi brothers pizza.
He overhears it, and that's how he and Hare start talking.
Yes.
Yes. Turn our bits into a progressing story. Let's go.
Part of, and I'm not saying no to what you just said, but part of me and my predilections as a Northeastern Pennsylvanian, I think it would be funnier if their pizza was terrible. I'm not saying he's happy they're dead, but like, the Shrimponi brothers, they had the worst pizza at the beach.
He walks in halfway through the conversation, like, yeah, they're gonna have to close down the shop. No more Shrimponi brothers pizza. Good riddance. Their pizza was ass. I hope they moved on to something better in life. Well,
but the thing is, though, as I was struggling with these thoughts, I don't want Tortoise to be that guy.
Yeah, he needs to be, like, nice.
Yeah, he needs to be nice.
Maybe somebody else jokes about, like, well, I won't have to eat their rancid pizza anymore, and she's like, hey, that pizza is an old family recipe. They brought it over from Sicily just because it's not what you think pizza should be.
So I want to say that the first job that gets handed out is the Hall of Records job.
Yeah.
And maybe first he gives it to somebody else who complains because they don't want it, because it sounds boring and lame.
Okay, yeah.
And then it's Tortonelli's like, I'll take that job, Chief. Sounds up my alley.
He tries to give it to a golden retriever. Rover, you're on the Hall of Records break-in. Oh, that's boring.
Oh.
I'm gonna go to the policeman's ball. It's not that kind of ball, Rover. I'll take it. And Tortellini gets on the case. Tortorelli?
Tortellini.
Tortellini.
Tortonelli.
Tortonelli. Tortonelli gets on the
Tortonelli
case.
and Harekowski. And his partner is Slothman.
I was going to say Slothington, but Slothman also works. So, Harekowski, big one for you today. Got a murder on the beachfront. So, that would be the first murder, and we don't quite see it yet. Because I want to follow Tortonelli over to the Hall of Records here. And we've already described that scene. I don't think we need to change much.
Just to piece through its blocking a little bit, they go to the Hall of Records. A little mouse, who's the custodian, leads them up to, upstairs, and, well, here's where we think they got in, this broken window. That makes sense. Tell me, did you notice anything missing? Well, and that's how they, immediately establish the the bank blueprints. And I want to say that Tortonelli he wants to do the job right. Slothman, he's lazy.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe he's like, all right, you want to continue investigating? Be my guest, Tortonelli. And then he just kind of sits down, puts his feet up, and lowers his fedora down over his eyes and starts napping.
I like that idea, but I think he should, like, climb up to the rack where the blueprints are missing from and hang from the rack to take his nap.
Okay.
I was thinking instead of a nap that Tortonelli just says go to the bank and warn them just to get him out of his hair, but nap is funnier.
And I think it kind of establishes that these two have been working together for a long time.
Yeah.
I know what my partner's like. He's going to be working hard, and I can take a nap now.
Yep. So Tortonelli gets going on that.
And then I feel like this is like a fade to crime scene number 1. And I feel like I'm just thinking about how L.A. Noire did, where like the area's cordoned off and there's already a bunch of like onlookers and some cops, keep back. There's nothing to see here. Move along. Detective Harekowski, what have we got?
So Duck was one of the accountants, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe this is like he's the accountant for like a small like boutique beach clothing shop, like one of those boardwalk shops. And so that's where we are. Like he's found under like those carousels of clothes. So we have Harekowski getting let in. He pulls the clothes aside and we see the fucking silver platter cover, John. And then lifts it up and we don't see it immediately. But Harekowski looks shocked. Maybe his partner, whoever that is like holding back some vomit. The store clerk faints. And then we pan around and see like a perfect Duck L'Orange. I think like building it up for like the suspense of what it's gonna look like, how brutally murdered is this guy, and then it's just I think that would make that joke land really hard, but also sell it in universe.
I also think there should be shells at all of the crime scenes.
But from different kinds of animals.
Yes. And it should be one of those things where it's like, well, yeah, they're at the beach, of course there's a fucking shell, and then there's a shell at the next one. And then the cockroach had a shell. So it's like, no, that's a pattern at that point.
Yeah.
His partner's a bulldog.
Okay.
When they throw us, open the clothes, the bulldog, I don't know if he throws up or he almost does, but then he says, "Let me tell you, kid, it never gets any easier."
The bulldog, everyone calls the bulldog Chuck. His name badge says Barkley.
I get that sports reference.
Thank you. So I think the next scene following the body reveal should be Chuck and Harekowski discussing what they think happened, as in the background the silver platter has a blanket draped over it as they're carrying it into an ambulance and the crowd is on looking. So they're discussing, we don't see them doing the actual detecting, but they're discussing the evidence that they found.
It's that dome thing.
Yeah.
That like a fancy restaurant would have.
Yeah, that's what I meant by the silver platter cover.
Yeah.
But then also over that is the white sheet still, because that's part of the corpse. So maybe they're discussing, we found 3 snail shells in a corner. Like, who could have done this? Who would have the motive to do this? Does he have any enemies? How, like, we need to do some detecting. Like, we need to talk to his next of kin or something. He was the accountant here. Why would the owner want him dead? And maybe that's where Hare is like, we need to check the books. It's the owner. The owner did it. The owner did it because he's doing crimes, and the accountant found out. Which isn't... He's closer than we think he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He cooked him because he cooked the books.
Oh, yes! Ooh! There it is. Perfect.
And then what?
I think they should get on the radio. Guys, I know you're in the area. I heard you just wrapped up this investigation. Can you go over to Shrimponi's?
I was thinking Shrimponi's is the next day.
Okay.
So I was thinking we end here with Chuck. You go talk to the wife and let her know. There's something about these shells. And he's looking at the shells in the palm of his hand as we fade out and then fade up to the next morning. So the next morning, they're at the assignment meeting. Everyone except Tortonelli. Sloth is there. And the first thing we hear is, Captain, where's Tortonelli? He's still at the Hall of Records. You're still working? He needs to be thorough. It's Tortonelli, okay.
He got real excited and stayed there all night.
Yeah. Rover, we need you to...
And the chief asks Slothman, well, do you have a preliminary report? And Sloth says, I think I have the final report, and tells him about the bank, bank blueprints.
But Tortinelli.
He's going to be thorough. I'll let you know if he finds anything new.
And then he can even assign that golden retriever from earlier, go to the bank, and see if they need backup. Let them know what's going on.
I was going to say, like, every time we do one of these meetings, we need to send Rover on some golden retriever energy task. Rover, if you want to be a good boy today, go to the bank and let them know to beef up security in any weakness areas they know about. When you get back, maybe I'll give you a bone. And then, good news, Harekowski. Got another homicide for you. This one's a triple. And send him over to the Shrimpolis.
The Shrimponi brothers.
Shrimponi brothers. Oh, I'm pissing off so many Italian Americans. And I think from here we stick with Harekowski and Chuck. I almost called him Steve. Steve is my generic go-to white guy name. What can I say? So Chuck and Harekowski then go to Shrimpolis. I don't think we need to do the build to the reveal this time.
They're homeowners. Oh, right, no, we already established they have that restaurant.
Yeah, they have that restaurant with the shitty pizza that Tortinelli likes.
And they refuse to sell. Because they had, and we don't immediately know this, they refused to sell because their dad started that restaurant in, like, the 40s.
Yeah.
With their uncle, Shrimponi. So it's always been Shrimponi brothers.
I like it. Yeah. Maybe even between the fade out where he's looking at the 3 shells that he found and the fade up into the next day's meeting, we get a little scene with the Shrimponi brothers to establish them.
Tortinelli calls an order for their pizza because it's shitty, but it's cheap.
Like, one of them's making the pizza as the other two are discussing should we sell or not sell, but without, like, any, like, expository details. Just real in media res. And then you hear something and they turn and then, like, you hear, it cuts to black and you hear sounds of violence or something.
Yeah.
So you understand who these victims are when you see them the next day.
Yeah.
In their martini glass with cocktail sauce.
I think I want them to be mid, like, negotiation, but we don't see who they're negotiating with. If we just see, like ankles and shoes. And, gentlemen, are you sure we can't tempt you into selling this charming little bistro? And then, like, the 3 shrimp.
We see it from behind the villain, so we see the Shrimponi brothers doing their thing, but we never see the villain's face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this scene being, like, it's nighttime. They're sitting around a table with a red checkered tablecloth and, like, a light above, but all the other lights are off.
Yeah, like, the restaurant just closed. The chairs are up on the other tables except for this one. One of the brothers is in the back counting the register, that kind of thing.
I think that should be something that they tried to make it look like a burglary, but they didn't steal any of the cash register money. And Harekowski should catch that.
Or it doesn't even look like a burglary. It just, the money's not there, so it was over something different, you know? Or the money's still there, rather.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Like, because Chuck wants to write it off as... Oh,
it's an open and shut case. It's a burglary.
Yeah,
no,
look, the register's open. Look, the register's full. And maybe that's when he takes the register over and all the receipts over to Tortinelli. He's like, hey man, when you want to break from the this tediousness, try this tediousness. Does it add up?
And I think Tortinelli should recognize, is that from Shrimponi's? I tried to order there last night and they were closed. I knew something was wrong. And that should be where he starts agreeing with Harekowski.
Maybe as he and Chuck are coming in with the stuff to give to him, that's when we have that conversation we discussed earlier, where Chuck is like, well, thank God that restaurant's closed. I don't have to have their shitty pizza anymore. And Tortinelli's like, who? The Shrimponi's. Oh, man, what happened? Are they moving? No, they're dead. Anyway, here's their...
No, it's not Chuck, it's Slothman.
Okay, yeah, Slothman's leading them in.
Yeah, Slothman's leading them in because he knows where he is.
Yeah.
And he's guiding in Harekowski.
Whereas, like, Chuck would already know about the Shrimponi brothers if they're investigating the murder. But just to back up to the night before again, they're sitting around the table. We don't see the bad guy, but we just hear him saying, are we sure we can't tempt you into selling this charming bistro? We get the story about, this restaurant was opened by our grandfather and his brother. And then when they passed Pops and Uncle Scrimpman, the Scrimpy took it over. This has been 3 generations of Shrimponi brothers running this bistro. I'm sorry, sir. I really want there to be a briefcase full of money bit.
I also think it would be funny to do a bit where instead of it being 3 generations, it's been like 100 generations because shrimp only live for like a year at a time. So it's like my great 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 granddaddy opened this with his brother, and then etc. etc.
My ancestors founded this 45 years ago. It's been in our family for countless generations. So, referencing that, when Tortonelli is getting that receipt, maybe he has an emotional moment too, like, man, I've been eating their pizza for years. That shop's been in their family for generations. How long has it been? And then he checks their file, just like out of curiosity, and that's when he notices that it's a forged document. He just happens to go like, I'm here, I might as well check their record. How long have they had that place? This isn't the original document.
Shrimponi is misspelled.
Something like,
instead of 2 P's, it's 2 N's.
Yeah.
And it's not in its correct location. It's misfiled.
Yeah.
But again, the night before, can I not tempt you? It's been in our family for generations. Briefcase full of money. I'm sorry, sir. You can double that, triple that, whatever. We're not selling. All right, well, I'm sorry we couldn't come to an understanding. Close the briefcase. Lock.
Slides in a new briefcase and opens it, and inside is a bottle of cocktail sauce and the equipment to bread shrimp.
Just a bag of tempura batter.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Instead of, like, he's not going to threaten them. He's just going to have them whacked. So he says, like, I'm sorry we couldn't come to an understanding. He closes the briefcase. And again, we don't get a good look at him as he gets up, walks out. And outside, when he gets outside, maybe like his hat's pulled way down low, we don't see the face. But there's like a weasel, leaning against the doorway, flipping a coin and catching it. And as he walks out, he just says, give him a cocktail, and walks away. Cut to black.
He's holding a baseball bat, and he goes into the house after that and says, batter up.
Boo.
Well, let me get my puns in, man. We're doing a pig party joint. Yeah. No, that's good shit. That's a necessary scene in there.
Serve those boys a cocktail. And then, bad guy, I'm picturing the bad guy in a white suit, walks away. Weasel finishes a drag on a cigarette, flicks, and walks in.
Yeah.
Cut to black, then open on the meeting the next morning.
Yeah.
I think the shells in this case should just be their tails.
And there's 3 again.
Yep.
So then we have the assignment meeting with Tortoni still investigating.
He's still at the hall. Hare goes to the Shrimponi's, finds the bodies, finds the shells, runs the register just to make sure that nothing got taken, runs the receipts over to Tortonelli to give him a break. Tortonelli looks at the file. At this point, Harkowski's already gone, but he looks at the file, sees something's up with Shrimponi. Maybe it's the notary. Maybe the notary seal is real, but everything else is off. So he uses the notary to to find the other files, to start putting things together.
Or even he's like, what was that boutique the other day? And he looks up the address of that one and recognizes it's wrong.
That too.
And he just starts going down all of the addresses on that stretch of shore.
Yeah. Because he realizes the 2 locations are only like 2 blocks apart.
Yeah.
Starts piecing things together that way. Okay.
I don't think Harkowski should really start figuring things fitting together until we get the cockroach.
Yeah, which would be day 3.
I want this one to come, instead of being assigned in the morning, I want it to be a radio call. Dispatch to Harkowski, come in Harkowski. Please report at your earliest convenience to the police hospital. We have a person of interest in the Shrimponi brothers case who's demanding to speak with you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And that's the cockroach.
That's the cockroach.
And do we want to do that bit where he thinks he's dead? I like that bit.
I do too.
It's later on than I wanted it to be, but yeah, I think we should do that bit still.
It's funny because I like the idea of the dead bug.
A bug just like in traction, but that requires it to just look dead on the on the table. That's funny to me. So he does the dead bug bit, finds out the bug is alive.
When he gets there, it looks like the bug is dead. The heart monitor's even flatlined. And Harkowski approaches the bed. He's like, "Damn, I was too late." And then the cockroach opens one eye and says, "Are you the guy?" And like Yarkowski jumps like, "Oh shit! Don't do that. I thought you were dead. I'm a cockroach. You can't kill me."
Real quick though, we're gonna stick with cockroach, but I have to say we could do an opossum here.
That is true.
We could do an opossum,
but cockroach I think is fun. Cockroach is more fun. Okay, so what does cockroach know?
I want cockroach to be involved in something low-level illicit, which makes him hesitant to work with the cops. But also,
Maybe he overheard his bookie say something, because his bookie would have mob ties. So
he lives in a shack that's also in this area that they're buying up. And I want the reason they went to him is that, he's refusing to sell, like the shrimp ponies. Like all of them, really. But they just failed to kill him because you can't kill a cockroach. So he at least knows who's the money man and who the hitman is. So that's the mayor's brother and the mob guy, the Squirrel Mafia. But I want him to not want to work with the cops. Like, this is his last resort. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mark, have you seen the movie Ant-Man?
No, I've only seen Quantumania.
Okay. In the original one...
I have not seen Quantumania either.
I haven't either. But in the original one, the best scene in that movie is Ant-Man's friend is telling him a story, and it's a really roundabout way to get to the point. And the way they shoot it is like you see every aspect of it as he's telling the story. It's a really fun Edgar Wright-esque montage that survived Edgar Wright's version of that movie before it got pawned off to somebody else. And I was thinking having the cockroach tell the story in that manner. And we see his story in that manner. And I'm thinking, like, maybe he's even... Okay, so, like, 3 days ago, I was laying on my couch, just eating some grease, and there's a knock at my door, and I open the door and I look, and it's my bookie, and I'm thinking, shit, I still owe him $10K from the Rangers game the other night. So I tried to hide, and he knocks, and he goes, "Cockroach, I know you're in there," and I'm like, "No, I'm not, but I'm also stupid and didn't realize that would give me away." So he comes in, but he's not there about the money. He's there to offer me money. He tells me that my debts are paid off if I sell my shack to him. And I'm thinking, that's a great deal, but then where am I going to sit and eat my grease? I can't do that without a shack over my head, so I sell him no dice. How about we put 50 large on the Dodgers? So anyway, he says no, and then he leaves. And I'm thinking, I'm done with this guy. And then I look up, and I see this muskrat-looking fella and this weasel. And they start pulling at the walls of my shack. And I'm thinking, what are they doing? I'm not a pig. I don't live in a building that could be blown down by wolves. Tie-in.
The way that they try and kill him is with a big shoe.
They pull on the sides of my shack, and then the roof comes down and squashes me. And I hear them talking. "Oh, he's squished. He's done for good. Ain't nobody gonna survive a squishing, but no one survives a squishing like Johnny Cockroach. I've survived giant shoes. I've survived..." And he just keeps rambling on, but it turns out he's been in there for 3 days, and he was the first attempted murder.
Took him that long to be comfortable talking to the cops.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also like giant shoe.
I wanted the bookie, yes. But then instead of just I'm selling to my bookie tried to explain to me that he's got a guy above him, which I didn't know guys above the bookie. But apparently there are thems.
Yeah.
So he said his boss really wants my shack, and I'm wondering, why does he want my shack? So he says he's gonna pay off all my debts and give me some more money if I give him the shack. And then, like you said, with the eating grease. So I told him no dice. But so then he left, and I thought that's it, and I'm going to have to find a new bookie. But then this guy in white comes in, and when we see it, it's just like a white shape in a suit, so that it's not even like, it's almost like a ghost. This guy in white came in and tried to explain to me how much he wants my shack. And I thought, why is this guy in white wanting a little shack of mine? But I told him no deal, because I need my shack. Next thing I know, 3 squirrels are coming in, and what do you think they got? A big shoe. So then he says, "Sell me your house or we'll squash ya." And I'm thinking, why does he want to squash me for this little old shack? But nobody survives a squashing like a cockroach.
And then Harekowski follows up. So what did the guy in white look like? What was he? Was he a dog, rabbit? What was he? Oh, I don't remember. Come on, you got to remember something like that. I don't know. I got a little itch under my second left wing. If you could maybe, because he's in fucking traction. If you want to give my left wing an itch, oh, that's the spy.
Instead of the traction itching, I thought you were going to go for like a Naked Gun police squad. Yeah, I can't really remember. You know, my palms are kind of itchy.
No.
All right, maybe this will help you remember. Go ahead.
I don't know. My jaw's getting a little stiff. Maybe if you could grease it up a little bit. And Harekowski starts pulling out money. Nah! I want some grease! Chuck's got a can of Crisco. Slaps it on him. I think that's in the spirit of Naked Gun.
I don't think Chuck's here. I think this one Harekowski's alone.
Okay.
Because the cockroach wouldn't talk. He's only willing to talk one-on-one.
I think Harekowski should go to the cafeteria and get a can of cat food.
Maybe he's been in and out of jail so long he knows that Harekowski's new and can trust him.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chuck's out of the room.
Chuck didn't even come.
Yeah.
That's why, again, on the radio call, asking to talk to you. Chuck doesn't think that the Shrimponies and the duck are connected.
Right. So now we learn of a third one, and Hare starts putting the pieces together. So he knows that there's something going on with the Mafia and property. So I think this is where he takes us to Tortonelli. And maybe we cut to Tortonelli from here, realizing what's going on. Like, he's got the documents for Shrimpoli's, he's got the document for the shack even, and he's got the document for whatever, and he's like, they're all connected. And then Hare shows up and they look at each other, and it's all about the land. They say it like in perfect unison to each other.
Yes.
First, though, Tortoni has to bring it to the chief to be like, okay, I finally have my report ready. And the chief can say, I already got your report from Slothman. It's the bank. Thank you for your due diligence, but that's all. You can go back to your desk. Because so far we haven't implicated the chief yet.
Right. I was trying to think, like, could we do that with Harekowski as well?
Yes, because I think we can kind of split the difference between these two.
Like they go together to the chief, and the chief shuts both of them down.
Yeah.
And immediately pokes the holes in their theory.
You're letting this harebrained scheme get the best of you. I expect better from you, Tortonelli.
Yeah. Slothman already told me it's about the bank. Rover's there on extra guard dog duty, and then we jump cut to Rover, and he's just, like, playing with a steak that he found. It's just the bank. There's nothing more to it. Those forgeries are unrelated. We'll get somebody else on that.
You know, at the bank, at good banks, they'll have, like, a little jar of, like, treats for your dog when you bring your dog into the bank.
Yeah.
Like, he's there, but he's just staring at that. And maybe we see just a little drip of drool.
Perfect. So yeah, no, it can't. It's not related to that. And then Harekowski's like, no, but these murders are related. Because look at it, it all makes sense. Somebody's trying to buy the land, and these three are holding out, and that's why they were attacked. It's like, no, the cockroach is a known criminal. He's in and out of here every week. He got on the wrong side of the mob. It happens all the time down the docks. And the Shrimponi brothers, it was a burglary. It was a burglary went wrong. They tried to rob the register. And Tortonelli is like, no, I checked the register. They didn't. Like, did you check the safe? I'm sure someone got in that safe by now. But, you know. And then
I think as they leave, Tortonelli should be like, how did he know they have a safe? Or there should be something that...
Or we still need to bring in the duck.
Yeah.
So maybe he's like, okay, so what about the duck? Because everything else explains the duck. Nothing alone explains, we don't have any other motive or anything for the duck. He's like, his wife found out he was cheating. Chuck went and talked to her because we sent him on that errand earlier. Like, she's in holding right now, but like we know that's not true, and Chuck just arrested the wife and made something up, or we learned that later.
Yeah.
And then how did he know? How did he know about the safe? Yeah,
there should be something that he knows. Maybe he mentions the shells, but that wasn't in any of the reports. Just because you found shells in all three places doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean it's a conspiracy theory. It's beachfront property. There's shells everywhere. So no one mentioned shells.
Like, and that's when Tortonelli like reaches over and covers Harekowski's mouth or like something, and it's just like, you know what? You're right. Let's go. And he leaves, and Harekowski's like, what are you talking about? Why didn't you defend? And Tortonelli's like, we none of the reports mentioned the shells.
I want Tortonelli to be a little bit more concerned about his pension. So I want Tortonelli, like, we both recognize that the chief is acting weird and suspicious about these cases, but at least for Tortonelli, it's not worth sticking his neck out for yet.
Yeah.
So, like, he recognizes whatever weird thing, and that's why I like what you said about the safe.
Like, we see both of them recognize that Chief has something going on, and Hare is about to, like, actually call out Chief, and Tortoise pulls him back, Tortonelli, because we need to be concrete. If I get fired now, I'm toast. But if we find proof, I'm fine. We need to find proof. And that sticks with his do it the right way, persevere, and we'll get it. The proof is out there, we just need to find it. Don't go making accusations now, or both our jobs are on the line.
Title of the movie, Do the Right Thing.
As one of the Shrimponi pizza delivery boys, there's a trash can through the parlor window. In a water park?
That's what they're building.
No, that was Big Party.
I think we even scrapped that idea in Big Party.
I think we did, yeah. But we did do the right thing in a water park in Little Red Hen.
We did.
So, here's where we do the third act. And I always love the third act of a buddy cop movie because it's them solving. It's them, like, solving the crime, getting the revenge. Usually there's a bit of a setup and a trap.
Before we get to that, when they leave the chief's office, I think I want to see the chief pick up the phone and call one of the conspirators and say things are getting a little too hot. And we hear a voice on the end, it'll be taken care of. Then that night, I want the squirrel mob to try and make hits on... Because this is another one of those buddy cop scenes. I'm thinking specifically of the Mendoza!
Mm-hmm.
So, it'll be taken care of, hang up, then shift focus to Tortoni and Herkowski, kind of comparing notes, and like you said about, we need to be concrete, we need something solid. Let's meet up for supper at Thelma's Diner and compare notes. And then when they're at Thelma's Diner, a gunman from the Squirrel Mob tries to whack them both, but does not succeed. And now we both know we're in this together, we're in hot water, and there's no way out except through.
So, to expand upon that idea, do you remember the scene in the first Lord of the Rings movie when the Nazgul come in and they stab all the hobbits in their beds and then it's revealed they're in the next room over? I'm thinking, same thing. Chief calls up a phone, it's getting too hot, don't worry, it's taken care of. And we see squirrels break into Tortonelli's house and, like, maybe set something on fire. And we see other squirrels break into Herkowski's studio apartment. And I'm trying to think. Like, we trick the audience into thinking they're getting whacked. And then it cuts to them sharing notes in the diner. And Herkowski's like, man, I'm getting tired. Can't we stop? And he's like, no, I don't think you understand. If this is as big as you think it is, and I think it is, we aren't safe out of public right now. The only reason we're alive is because we're in this diner. And then he points out a mafia hitman outside, like, the mayor's car. Chuck is in a police car, like, across the street staring daggers at Herkowski, something like that. Like, this is big. This goes everywhere. We need to stay in public. We can't go home. Like, something like that. You know what I mean? And then maybe, like, when they do leave the diner, we can have a confrontation with the hitman so that... Or Herkowski doesn't believe him and just, like, screw you, I'm going home. And then gets jumped in the alley and Tortonelli saves him.
Yeah.
Before all of this, then, when they make a chief call, it's getting too hot, hang up, neat camera trick where it's Tortonelli's hand on a similar phone picking it up. Hey, Shelley, you know how we were talking about you visiting your sister? I think now would be a good time for that. Yeah, take the kids.
Yeah.
Because I want them, not to be in danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like, I want to do the fake out with the audience, but I do not want to risk the established family. I don't want a wife dying. I don't want... I was thinking maybe, like, a girlfriend dies for Herkowski, but I don't think we need that to happen.
I think it would be funny, jumping forward to the Tortonelli saving Harekowski. Someone tries to someone's gonna go to stab Harekowski, and then all of a sudden it's just Shell.
Tortonelli shell.
Yeah.
I like it.
I was thinking similar, but with a gun.
Yeah, that works. Just something where it's like all of a sudden there's Shell in the way.
Yeah.
And then Tortonelli's like head pops out of the shell.
I think it would be a funny bit if he doesn't recognize it at first. Like, he hears the noise, pops down, and can't even tell that he's the one getting shot. What's going on out there?
I want that to be a recurring bit. When there's a loud noise, in one frame of animation, he goes from out to in the shell. And the shell just drops and, like, rattles on the ground. And this is the third time we see it and actually protects him from a gunshot. Like, maybe a filing cabinet falls over in the Hall of Records at one point. Maybe at one of the meetings, like, somebody bursts into the room late and he pops in a shell. Like, as soon as he's startled, that's his defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Okay, so he saves... I assume they would apprehend this assassin.
Yes, because Harekowski is fast, and they use the confusion.
Yeah. Do we want to do a comical... Weirdly enough, scene that I've seen in multiple buddy cop movies, a comical torture scene where they get information from the guy?
Yes.
Where they play good cop, bad cop?
They don't play good cop, bad cop. No, they sit him down. They can't do this at the police station, though. So they do this, like, in a back room somewhere. Because the police station's not safe. And they have him down, and they're like, alright, buddy, we're gonna play a little game with you. Oh, you gonna play some good cop, bad cop? No. And then he pulls out a bag of fucking marshmallows. We're gonna play some Chubby Bunny. And just crams this squirrel's cheeks full of marshmallows until he gives up. And they go through, like, 3 or 4 bags. Comically large cheeks of marshmallows.
I like that. I'm gonna add on to it.
Okay.
They bring him to a warehouse that they have access to.
Mm-hmm.
It's the scene starts very suddenly with him being like slammed down into the seat that he's sitting in, and then pull the bag off his head. You don't see the back of the chair or stool that he's sitting on. It's a single spotlight, and characters, when they move, they fade in and out. They in and out of darkness. You can see them, you can't, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good cop is Harekowski. Bad cop is also Harekowski. And he's moving, like, really fast between the two bits. And we can do the Chubby Bunny thing, but I want it to not work. And Harekowski gets frustrated and walks away. And the hitman says out loud, like, huh, as if that good cop, bad cop routine won't work on me. You'll never get me to talk. And then when he thinks he's alone, he says, yeah, they'll never find out about, and he says the boss's name. And then we hear the voice of Tortoni say, whose boss's name? And he jumps, he's startled, looks around for who said that, and this is when we reveal that the stool he's sitting on is Tortoni's shell.
Perfect.
Sticks the head out. I've been here the whole time.
Played by Sam Reich.
Kind of that, from the interrogation scene turn, did you get all that?
Yeah, that vibe.
I also think it would be hysterical to have the squirrel scream and just, like, spew marshmallow.
So, at this point, I think our team knows what's going on, and it's time to stop it. I don't think... Do we need any more build before we get to that?
No, I think we're there.
Now we just need to figure out how they do that.
I'm just thinking of
Shit.
the fucking Zootopia reveal where it's like, blood, blood, blood.
I'm trying not to think of Zootopia.
It's very easy for me, because I've never seen it.
The policeman's ball.
Yeah.
They're gonna do something at the policeman's ball.
They sneak right past Rover because he's really disappointed it's not that kind of ball.
He can say that, and that's how they sneak by him, not this kind of ball. Then they throw it, he's gone, and that's how they get in.
I think it should also work on Chuck.
Yeah. So, I have an idea for the trap and how they pull it off. And, what did I see recently that did something very similar?
You watch so many movies.
It was like a mob thing, and they hinted that there were, like, oh, no, it was fucking Yakuza 7. hinting that there's documents hidden somewhere, there's proof somewhere. But, it's not quite the same. So they get into the ball. Tortonelli interrupts the chief's speech and starts one of his own. And because the press is there, like, the chief holds off his personal goons, and the mafia guys in the corner are, like, holding off because they don't want to, like, give up the ghost just yet. So Tortonelli on the microphone is laying out the entire scheme. This is who's doing it. This is why they're doing it. This is how they're doing it. These men are behind this murder. Gentlemen, arrest them. And the chief just fucking laughs. He's like, this is crazy conspiracy. You are 2 weeks from retirement. You are saying goodbye to your pension if you stand up there any longer. You have no proof. You can't possibly have proof because he knows where the real documents are. And because he mentioned a safe earlier, Tortonelli figured out where the real documents are. So the whole time he's been filibustering, Hare has sprinted to the police station, got them from the chief's safe, and then came back. And is like, you mean these documents? Because he actually tried. He's out of breath.
Yes.
Very you switched the samples energy.
Switch the samples!
And then I think here we can have a fun action scene a la the end of the 1993 Three Musketeers, where just the good cops are fighting the corrupt cops and the mafia in random fisticuffs in this hotel ballroom as our heroes are confronting and arresting the three villains.
Rover and Chuck are fighting, but they both have...
They're just fighting over the
around
ball.
Then what?
I think then we just need a denouement. If we can do bits and stuff in the combat here, but I think this ends with the You froze on me. Are you still there, Mark?
Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
I was sitting kind of still.
No, it froze. Like I had motion blur and everything. I think from here we just have them being let out in handcuffs. Maybe have we established a news in this? I feel like we have in this universe.
I feel like we have, but it wasn't important.
Yeah, but like we call back to that and have that news reporter on scene like explaining like corruption in beachfront property. These three have been conspiring behind the city's back to, doing the whole thing, and then we can have Hare saying like, "Man, I always think like just go, and you look at the details and you really saw that." Like, nah, Hare, if you hadn't have pushed forward when you did, I wouldn't have had the information I needed to find those details. And they learn from each other and they shake hands and I'm gonna throw you a wicked retirement party. I'll invite my 415 cousins and they'll. I know this caterer. He did a buddy's luau once. Have you ever had wolf? Delicious.
I kind of want there to be a retiree death fake out. So
Oh, I see what you're saying. So end the combat with Tortellini
not in the combat with, but like as they're leading the bad guys out in cuffs, and the news report, one of the squirrel mafia takes like a knife or something and throws it, and like no, and because the knife is quieter and he wouldn't duck into the shell, fade to white, and then cut to like his retirement party.
But no, we cut to like a framed picture of Tortonelli on like a mahogany table, and somebody saying some very kind words, and it's zooming out.
Hare.
Yeah.
Hare saying very kind words about it.
I only knew him for a week.
I learned so much about this man as we saw this crime doing his thing.
He taught me so much about life, about process, about procedure, about being a cop.
And now his wife has some words for you all. She's like, why can't you keep him on the force? I don't want to deal with him all day. As it pans out, we see him sitting there laughing.
And he has like one of those comedy band-aids on his head.
So his arms in a sling for no reason. He's just got like a comedy plaster on the shell. Like
he dodged, but when he fell and dodged, he injured his leg.
Yeah. And everyone's at the retirement party, including the cockroach, who's now in a wheelchair.
I want part of what Harekowski says to be a farewell, a goodbye. Thank you and goodbye. Because it should sound final.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
as a fake out.
You taught me so much about policing. I don't know how I'll do this job without you. I'll miss you, friend. You can always call. Yeah.
That cuts it, I think, in the wrong way. You can always call.
No, yeah. I'm just making bits for myself at this point. But yeah.
But and I like bits. But I think that the best bit is, and now some words from Mrs. Tortoni.
Yeah, that is a better bit. You're right. Yeah. And then I think we go out on retirement party photos over the end credits.
Yeah. I think, and I just need to say this. She's joking when she says take him back.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with him home all day? As she's like clinging to him.
She's weirdly horny for her tortoise husband, who I just imagine sounds like Mole Man. Like, he looks and sounds like Mole Man.
I was saying boo words.
I'm 32 years old. Yeah. Okay. I think that's good.
Yeah, I think we have a fun little what's-it here. So how about we move on to casting?
Yeah. All right, so we need Tortonelli and we need Herkowski. I don't know why, but I want Owen Wilson as Herkowski.
I don't hate it.
I would really like Owen Wilson for Rover.
Oh, that's better.
No,
No?
specifically, my mind went right to BoJack, fucking Paul F. Tompkins for Rover.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. So Owen Wilson's good then for Herkowski, you think? I just feel like he has that energy.
I want to suggest Matt Mercer for the creature in white.
Okay.
Who's the head of the
The head of the mob.
I feel like that's the property developer brother of the mayor.
I had that same inkling, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the mob guy would just be another squirrel.
Yeah, I just think Matt Mercer has a good villain voice. I mean, motherfucker was Ganondorf. Like,
The man in white is an actual boar. Like a wild boar.
yeah.
I just feel like that fits. Like, that's like kind of evil.
Yeah. And I think it also works in terms of, like, no one really quite knows what he is.
And I think the chief is a pig.
I know, he's a cop, but what kind of animal is he?
Oink, oink, motherfucker. Want to fry some bacon? I'm struggling to come up with a voice actor for Tortonelli. But yeah, Matt Mercer's a good shout for the boar.
Yeah.
I think the Shrimponi brothers need to be Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and Joe Pesci.
Yes. For one fucking scene.
Because you can only get them for one scene these days.
They don't have to be in the same room.
Well, it'll have to be directed by Scorsese so that Pesci will do it. We'll have him direct that one scene.
Perfect.
Chuck will be played by Charles Barkley.
Obviously. What about, I don't know if his voice is identifiable enough, but I was thinking Woody Harrelson for something. But I don't know who. Maybe Woody Harrelson for the cockroach.
Yeah. I like that.
Or,
Because I like the cockroach to have like a little bit of a stoner energy to him.
who's the guy that's Michael Rooker? He's still alive, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Like, that's the vibe I want for the cockroach.
Tortonelli's a tough nut to crack.
Because, like, I want someone who has a deeply identifiable voice.
Idris Elba?
See, I don't want him to have, like, an identifiable voice.
Do we just get, like, Dan Castellaneta or Harry Shearer or one of the Simpsons voice guys and just straight up, like, do Mole Man?
So I was actually thinking of, because I've been cribbing a lot from L.A. Noire, either Keith Szarabajka, who was Laserbeak in Transformers Dark of the Moon, Stevens in The Dark Knight, and he was Herschel Biggs in L.A. Noire. He was like your last partner.
Zarabika is probably how that's pronounced.
And if not him, then Mike McGrady, who was Rusty Galloway in L.A. Noire.
I don't hate that.
I don't have a frame of reference for either of those.
It's also been like 15 years since L.A. Noire. You could do Aaron Staton as well, who played Cole Phelps. Because now he's aged. And kind of play off that now he's the old one.
What about Steve Martin?
Yeah?
No. You know what makes Airplane so good? Such a good comedy?
The fact that Leslie Nielsen played straight.
There are no jokes anywhere in Airplane. There's a lot of funny things that happen, there's a lot of gags and bits, but none of them are treated like jokes.
You don't want a joke teller. You want it played straight.
Yes.
Hear me out. Will Smith, a la Bad
For
Boys.
what?
For Tortonelli.
Isn't that the other one? The other cop in Bad Boys. Martin.
Oh my god, what's his last name? Fuck. I mean, not just because like he played that role in Bad Boys, but because like he was a young brash cop in Bad Boys. Now him playing the old slow methodical cop.
That's true.
There's something there. Is it Martin Lawrence?
Yes, Martin Lawrence.
Why couldn't I find his name?
The other thing is, like, I kind of want to pull voice actors where we can.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the lesser roles will be voice actors.
Yeah.
We would just need, like, some names on the big roles for selling a movie. We're not Disney Pixar here. Any other... Oh, no, we're still trying to figure out Tortonelli, aren't we?
Yeah. Who played the Gopher Mayor in... Oh, that was Andre Braugher, wasn't it? He would be fucking perfect. Wait, what about, Ted Danson?
See, I'm still thinking I want his voice similar to Mole Man.
I don't hate that. The thing is, I feel like over the course of a whole 90 to 120 minute movie, that's gonna get real grating real fast.
He's not talking a lot, though.
Because, I mean, part of the fun of Mole Man is that he says one line every couple episodes.
Sylvester Stallone, a la Bullet Man in Animal Crackers.
Ooh.
Are there any other characters we need to think of before we circle back to this one?
The Chief?
Chief could be like Ted Danson.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm literally scrolling through BoJack
Oh
Horseman.
my god, the guy from Three Musketeers that has that crazy awesome voice that was in Nope.
Oh.
Shit, what's his name? Michael Wincott. Mark, you remember Eye Patch Guy from the 93 Disney Three Musketeers?
Yes.
He's got that great deep voice. He's 30 years older now and that voice is incredible.
Okay.
Cool with him?
For
Tortonelli.
yes.
Right on. I think that's everybody then. We just need a poster and a title.
Who's the cockroach? Steve Buscemi.
I thought we said Woody Harrelson.
Oh yeah, Woody Harrelson's better.
Or
Yeah.
Michael Rooker. The right way.
Honey,
Yes.
we had Pig Party and then Wolf Party,
A big party joint.
a pig party joint.
Say its full title.
Shell Party?
Now I'm just thinking Hell on a Shell. Because Hobbs and Shaw is slightly different. Has a slightly different naming convention.
I think that I want us to both keep and break naming convention. And I think the way that we keep it is by making it a pig party joint. And we break it by not having the main title be something party.
The Fast and the Tedious. A pig party
The Fast
joint.
and the Tedious, a pig party joint.
I would like to again throw out there the right way, but the Fast and the Tedious is good.
And then the poster's got to be a classic buddy cop poster. Like, they're back to back. Hare's got a gun. Tortoise has, like, I don't know, his reading glasses.
Hare's got a gun, but he also has a handful of literal shells.
Ooh.
Okay, and when does it release?
Oh, this is some holiday-ass bullshit.
I was gonna say, this is a November-December release.
This is what we would see on Christmas Day. I would see the shit out of this on Christmas Day.
Does this one need a tagline?
Wait,
No, its title is...
You know what? The Fast and the Tedious is the tagline.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna suggest Hard Shell.
Shell Game?
Ooh, I like that.
Shell Game, a pig party joint. The Fast and the Tedious.
God damn it. This stupid idea is so fun.
Oh, thank you for coming back to fucking BB Wolf, Cody.
Of all of the things on the list, this one being the next... Like, there are 4 separate, I think... There are 2 separate fucking Greek myths. And this is the one that we make the triple out of first.
I'm so grateful. And also, this one was my suggestion to the wheel. Three Little Pigs was Mark's. And Little Red Riding Hood was yours, Cody. So we've all contributed to the pig party joints.
Is it the PPEU or the BBEU?
The PPU. Oh, God.
Well, this has been The Treatment, a podcast about stories, and we've been your hosts, Mark Lucas
Billy Beck.
And Cody Beck.
and we'll see you at the movies.